Hello class, welcome to Pre-Algebra Lesson 2-3, which is all about the percent equation. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to solve percent problems using percent equations and apply the percent equation to real-world problems. So let's talk about what the percent equation is. We're basically doing the same thing as yesterday, but in a different format, okay? So we have the part equals the percent times whole. So there are a couple things to note here. First of all, you should have this written down. Another way to write this, remember yesterday we talked about how another word for part is the word is. And then we have the percent and then times the whole, which is of. And one thing to note that this is as a decimal. Okay, so percent as a decimal. So if it was 25%, you would write 0.25 right there. Okay, so you need to make sure to remember to use your percent as a decimal in this situation. All right, so first of all, let's practice solving for the percent. We have 12 is what percent of 60? So remember, is equals percent times of. So I would say 12 equals, and then I don't know what the percent is, so I can use a variable, times 60. So the way that you would solve that is you would divide both sides by 60. So divide by 60, divide by 60. And then 12 divided by 60 is 0.2 equals x. But then we want to convert that to a percentage. So 0.2, remember, to go from a decimal to a percent, you move to the right 2. So it is actually 20%. And I'm all done. Okay, let's practice another one. 30 is, so I'm going to say 30 equals x times 300. And again, I solve by dividing both sides by the of. So 30 divided by 300 is 0.1. So 0.1 equals x. I'm almost done. I convert 0.1 by moving the decimal point to 2. So that becomes 10%. Now, in order to get full credit on these problems, you must show, I'm going to change the color of the pen just to help you see, you must show me this information right here. So you have to have this, the setup, and you have to have the final answer. In order to get full credit, you have to have both. All right, so why don't you go ahead and practice. 13 is what percent of 76? Good luck. All right, so for my final answer, I got 17.1%. I set it up by saying 13 equals x times 76. I divided by 76 and got 0.171. Oh, sorry. And I converted 0.171 to the 17.1%. Okay, if you have questions, please ask. Now let's move on. Let's solve for the part, okay? So this is where we're solving for the part. So I'm going to say x equals 26% as a decimal, 0.26 times 84. So now all I have to do for this one is say what is 0.26 times 84? And it is 21.84. And that's my final answer. So this one's pretty straightforward. You get to just multiply things together. So again, I'm going to say x equals, instead of 92, I'm going to write 0.92 times 507. So 0.92 times 507 is 466.44. And that would be my final answer. And if I were following the directions, because apparently that's been really tough for me lately, I would round to the nearest tenth, which means one decimal place. So my answer here would actually be 21.8, and my answer here would be 466.4. Okay, so those would be my final answers. All right, now, why don't you go ahead and figure out what is 16% of 80 and make sure you round to the nearest tenth, because you guys are better at following directions than I am. Good luck. All right, for this problem, hopefully you said 0.16. You converted your 16% to 0.16 times 80 was 12.8. All right. Oh, I could not stop yawning today. Sorry. Now we're going to use the percent equation to solve for the whole. So this one's going to be really similar to the first type of problem we did. So I'm going to say 21 equals 72%, so 0.72, and then times x. And what I mean by similar, I mean now you're going to divide by the percentage on each side. Okay, so I'm going to say 21 divided by 0.72, which is 29. And if I round to the, let's see, 29.16, that 6 is repeating. So if I round to the nearest tenth, 9 point, that 6 is 5 or greater, so that means this 1 becomes a 2. All right, so 29.2. Let's try another one. 98 is, so I'm going to do 98 equals 0.56 times x. I'm going to divide both sides by 0.56. Divide by 0.56. So 98 divided by 0.56 is 175. So that would be my final answer. Okay, so if you have questions about that, please be sure to ask. This is the last thing for today's video. I want you to try this problem on your own. Make sure you set it up and make sure you solve it. Good luck. All right, and for this last problem, hopefully you said 402 equals 0.83 times x. You divided by 0.83. You got 484.337, and the decimal kept going on and on. But I'm going to round to the nearest tenth, so that means 1 decimal spot. And if I look right next to that 1 decimal spot, it's a 3, so this number will not change. So it's 484.3. All right, if you have any questions about this problem or anything else from this video, please be sure to ask for some help. I am happy to help you. I hope you have a great day.